Welcome back to the Building Better podcast, brought to you by the HBA of Northwest Michigan. I'm Lauren Tucker, your executive officer. Joining me here today is Lauren Flynn.
Hi.
And Heidi Flake. Hi, guys.
Hello. Hi.
Today we are talking about, some people may not know that our association has a charitable arm dedicated to advancing the sustainable careers in the skilled trades. And we'll get into that in a second. I want to highlight that we have a big event coming up this month. It's our first major fundraiser of the year. It's the Foundation Golf Challenge, hosted at Interlochen Golf.
May 15th.
May 15th. Yeah, we'll be there bright and early. I did see Brad a couple weeks ago, and he showed me the weather. He's got some handy-dandy app that says that in the future it's going to be a bright, sunny day. So
Fabulous.
Fingers
exactly
crossed.
what I
Golf,
heard.
sun,
Yeah.
skilled
Absolutely.
trades.
Skilled trades.
Sounds perfect.
It's always a lot of fun. Tradespeople from around our region, not necessarily HBA members, coming together to raise money for the efforts that the foundation carries out. So a little bit about the foundation. The HBA built a home in a day in 1984. And from that, they raised about $10,000, which was put into an annuity with the college. And they've been giving home in a day scholarships since about 1986. I think it was in the 90s we moved some of that money over to the Grand Traverse Regional Community Foundation, and that endowment gives scholarships every year too. In fact, we just awarded our spring scholarships to 3 students in skilled trades programs. And in 2018, the beginning of 2019, filed to name the foundation as a 501c3 to create a tax-deductible channel to donate and raise money to give more scholarships. That has been kind of grown out of the HBA, the leadership starting from the presidency of the HBA and then moving into the leadership of the board on the foundation, which is where Heidi comes in as immediate past president of the HBA. She's now serving as our foundation president.
Yes.
Yeah.
Happy to be doing so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of the things that really attracted me to this role when I took my job as the executive officer is the foundation and all that we do to create pathways and remove barriers for individuals to be in the skilled trades. And we have a lot of fun while we're doing it.
Yeah.
We do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And last year, the foundation went through a lot of, well, actually, I'd say even over the last 3 years, we've been doing a lot of soul searching. Actually, even before I started, we met with Rotary to talk about all of the things that we wanted to accomplish. And it was like over here and over here and over here. We had all these big ideas. And Sakura, the executive director of Rotary Charities here in Northern Michigan, knew we weren't ready.
Right.
She's like, oh, you guys have a lot of work to do. And we took that to heart. And one of those things was recognizing that your foundation name and your association name maybe shouldn't be the same. So it was maybe the first step we took. Is that right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I did that prior to working on our strategic plan to really gain a mission.
Yeah. The mission was always there to advance sustainable careers in skilled trades through fundraising, workforce development, and charitable donations. Mm-hmm. And damn proud of it. But expanding the name because the skilled trades workforce shortage is not unique to residential construction.
Yeah.
It's across the board. It's not even necessarily alone in construction. And to be able to appeal to that broader audience and our brothers and sisters on the other side, changing the name of the foundation was a huge deal. Yeah. So that's how we became the Northwest Michigan Skilled Trades Foundation.
Great name.
Yeah.
Love it.
It's a mouthful.
And I still love it, though.
I do too.
It rolls right off the tongue a little bit.
It does.
It does.
Yeah.
And then last year we spent time with the wonderful Laura Oblinger, guided us through some strategic planning exercises over 3 months with the board. And that's kind of when you and I reconnected.
Yeah,
too.
for sure. Well, we also go way back.
We do. We go way back. I mean, I think we should maybe leave some of those stories in the past.
For sure.
Yeah, I mean, we were babies when we met.
Yep.
Yeah. And it was, I honestly think it was fate that
it was.
We happened to be at those Rotary
Again, thank you,
classes
Rotary.
yeah, Rotary Charities is amazing, and they give so much back to the community.
So
and
much.
Strengthening the nonprofit organizations that they share this space with, I should say. We attended the board development series last spring and got to talking where I shared that the HBA has this charitable organization. Most people don't know that. The general public definitely doesn't know it.
For sure.
And I question, I mean, some of our members might not even know that this exists. And it's always been our goal to kind of stand it up.
Yep.
Like you and I have been dreaming big about that for a while.
Yeah.
And last October, again, ran into each other.
Yep.
And here we are, the three of us sitting here today. Again, Rotary Charities, thank you. Thank you for the grant funding that's made it possible to bring Lauren on board and to make sure that the fundraising carries through.
I'm so excited to boost this foundation because it is such an important mission. Skilled trades are so needed, again, across the board, but to really show value in the students, in the employees of skilled trades, is, I'm really proud to be part of this.
Yeah, I know that in the past there's been a stigma on skilled trades in construction workers.
Right.
I remember being in high school and I went to Central, and Central was under construction the entire time I was there. And we would put like signs on the fences. It's like, don't feed the construction workers. And like, that's like, I know it's terrible. Children are terrible. But like, that's the stigma, is that it's like hard hats and vests and just dirty jobs, but it's so much more than that. And it's such a meaningful career.
Yeah. See, when I was in high school, I loved hanging out with the shop kids at the end of the hallway. They were playing hacky sack and everything. So I was like, yeah, these are my people.
I love a good game of hacky sack.
Yeah. 90s.
Have shop class. I mean, I think they started to move that out. The last time I had any exposure to shop class was in middle school.
Yeah.
And it was hardly anything.
Yeah, it was hardly anything in middle school, but my high school had automotive and shop class.
Yeah.
It was also in like the way back of the building, of course. But
But again, that stigma was there even amongst peers of wanting to get into the trades. But
sure.
I definitely think we're on a different path now with that, and definitely seeing a lot more interest.
What I love about this new generation coming up is they're very focused in wanting to create things and contribute and have things like have meaning. And there's nothing more meaningful than building homes.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. I mean, housing's part of the ecosystem that drives every economic growth, development, community, everything. And
Industry,
yeah. So
homeownership.
Everybody
it's
needs
the foundation, pun intended.
Everyone needs a home.
100%. Homeownership stabilizes families, stabilizes communities, stabilizes industry, stabilizes the economy.
For sure.
And we've seen what happens when the home industry tanks. And hopefully we don't see that again. But it trickles down and it affects everything. And we're still in a housing crisis.
Yep.
So parents out there, if you're listening, send your kids to skilled trades. And if they're not good at it, then they can go to college.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yep.
My buddy Carl Harris does that. And he's a really smart man.
He is.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of programs that the foundation takes part in. One of the things that we do is with our strong partnership with NMC. Very thankful for that. We are lucky to have that in our community.
It's great.
And the Home Builders Association was instrumental in acquiring the property and building the construction lab on Arrow Park where it is. So this is not a new passion. Our association working with NMC has been a long time relationship, but we're lucky to have that, and we're lucky that we can share that with so many in the community.
Mm-hmm.
They do a great job of opening their doors and inviting builders and members in to really engage with the next generation and those coming into the skilled trades, because it's not just students out of high school.
It's not. Anybody looking for a career change. I mean, through our scholarship giving, we've given scholarships to executive chefs.
Yeah.
We've given scholarships to current state troopers. In fact, I think that his story is a really, really inspiring one, because he knows that the burnout rate in state troopers is very high. And by the time that you're done and you're retiring out or you're leaving the force, you may be so burnt out that you don't have the capacity to know exactly what you're going to do next.
Right.
And he has been going through the electrical program at NMC and has dreams of building this company to share with his kids so that when he's done serving his time out protecting us as a trooper, then he'll be working as an electrician.
It's a wonderful story.
I know. There's a lot of really good ones
Yeah.
like that. I think at our scholarship awards dinner is the chance where we get to hear a lot of those stories and bringing it back around full circle to the home in a day. One of our recipients 2 years ago was a young man, again, in the electrical program. His grandpa was one of the HVAC contractors that worked on that project. And he was actually
Wow.
stuck in a vent because they were working against the clock. They finished this in like 6 hours and 48 or 58 minutes. I can't remember
Was it
exactly.
Guinness World Record, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
In 1994. And they shut him in the vent and then they had to like get him back out before they were totally done. That was a great story. That was his grandpa.
Wow.
It's amazing.
That's so cool.
Yeah. So
It's amazing.
there's a lot of history.
After
there.
building a house in 6 hours, he probably wanted to take a nap up there.
Yeah, he might have been happy he was stuck in the vent. Like he was like, I like to kind of hide sometimes. So people can't find me. That was just one of those incredible moments that you never would know about.
Unless you were there. Or
Unless you were there, you asked. One of my favorite events that we take part in is the Building Tomorrow event at NMC.
Yeah.
You want to tell our friends about that?
Sure. It's I think they bring in over 500 students now from the area, all over northern Michigan, various schools. They bring in is it 5th grade and
I think it's 8th grade. I think it's middle school to up through seniors, but it's mostly like 8th grade is the sweet spot. You're still interested in learning, and like I think when you get the 11th and 12th graders in, they're a little checked out.
Yeah. We have done events with the younger at Blair, I believe is what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
But we've done so much with them.
We give power tools to children.
Yeah.
On a regular basis.
You got to learn sometime.
Yeah.
It's great. It is nerve-wracking, but it is wonderful to get them involved. So they come in and they get to actually do things hands-on and kind of like not a speed setting, but they get about 15 minutes per station. They get
just a little snack.
A little bit of excavating with real tractors and welding, and they get to see how CNC works, and they do some electrical, and then they come over to the carpentry area, and we do various activities, but the one that we tend to do a lot is like a shadow box where they've got to weld, and then we've done bat houses with the students. So it's just remarkable to see them come in. Some of them very disengaged right out of the gate, but to be working side by side with us builders and really getting to see the passion.
By the end of the day.
By the end of it, they don't want to leave. We're like, it's time to go to the next station. And they're like, but I want to stay.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
I love seeing the light come on, that it's not just the folks that you see working on the road, which I don't want to discount that. That is a hard job. It's very important. And I'm really thankful that Elmer's does such a great job at the road construction that they've been doing around our community lately.
100%.
They're pros. It's not even, it's always scary when you say you're going to close down major intersections, but they do it really well. And it's not terrible. But they're there. They're showing the kids not only just in the mini excavators, which is super cool. And kids today have so much of that using the video games to toggle around. They're like super pros at it. The girls are always better than the boys too, because of that fine attention to detail. But then Tanya and her crew started bringing the remote controlled dump trucks, and they have to drive it a certain way, following the right directions, and then back it in and dump the load. It's awesome.
That's really cool.
It's a huge education because you're sharing the road with these giant trucks all the time, and the safety goes both ways, especially like going into the roundabouts.
Mm-hmm.
Just because you're first doesn't mean you need to go first,
Right.
especially if the semi's there. The semi's go first. But it's watching the light bulb turn on and them realize and start to see, like, I could see myself in a career like this.
Igniting the spark.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yep.
Igniting the spark.
Spark.
Yeah.
Yep.
And like our big thing that we're talking about now is, so we light that spark, or sometimes you have a kid and a parent share a story with me. One of our organizational partners, their 6-year-old daughter wants to be a builder.
That's
And
awesome.
She wants to build houses. I thought about you immediately.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, we need to get our hands on this kid, like, and keep that spark alive. Like, she's just been introduced to Minecraft, and she's designing things. Like, she's driving around with her little notepad, drawing her designs. Like, how do we keep that spark going when there aren't programs in the schools?
Right.
Which is why what NMC and HBA assisting has done is gotten into those schools, started with the counselors and getting them involved, which was awesome. They actually built the shadow boxes, and we do benches primarily with the students, but they have been so open to the skilled trades narrative shifting. And that has been pivotal in almost instantaneous turnaround.
Yeah.
You have a great story about
I do.
that.
I maybe I've told it before, but I have a tendency to be scatterbrained in 5 places at once. And was supposed to be at West Senior High doing mock interviews with the lovely and talented Shelley Vandermeulen, who earlier that day was with us with the school counselors from the interscholastic district. So what is that, 8 counties, I think? And we took them through the same exercise as we do with Building Tomorrow. That's a huge lift from the community businesses, many of them HBA members that take time out of their day to be there to make sure that these experiences can happen and share their passion for what they do. And we had the area counselors come through. We have them leave with their shadow box. They weld a Michigan or a school mascot. We've done that too, to a foot plate. So they get to learn, like, and it's hard to weld. It's really,
I can't even imagine.
it's really, you're going to learn.
Oh, you're
Try that.
Yeah, that is.
I'm excited.
Rick
You're on
Mathis
the-
is going to, the incredible Rick Mathis is going to have you
All right,
in a welding booth.
Yeah.
And you're going to come out like I did. I'm a welder. I weld now.
And then we look
I
at
love
them and we're like, yes,
Yes,
that
you
is
have
a
a
weld.
lot of work
That
to
is a
do.
weld. This is a grinder, and this is how we make things look nice.
Yeah, definitely. But they're so proud of that. And they took that home, and that was by design, because we wanted those counselors to have that on their desk, something to remind them when they're talking to students that, like, there isn't just one path.
Right.
There's tons of paths, and there's a lot of options locally.
Yeah.
So here I am at these mock interviews. I'm still covered in sawdust, and I've got my NMC shirt on, and this bright young woman is sitting across from me, and she's like, well, I just don't understand, like, why are you NMC if you're the HBA? What's the HBA? So I talk about what the HBA is, and like the scholarship giving, and how I work in construction, yet I don't build anything, right? And then she goes, oh, I know. I have teenagers. I have teenagers. Peyton and Jude say that to me all the time. We know. I know, Mom. I know. I'm like, how do you know? She says, oh, well, I was meeting with my counselor this morning because I love math. And I also want to go into the skilled trades. My dad is in the skilled trades, and I want to follow in his footsteps. And I'm going to school in the construction management program at NMC, and I'm going to be an estimator because math and construction.
That's fabulous.
Yeah.
I mean, these young people, every single student is different, and to show different paths for how their brain works is so important.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of different things. That's why I'm so proud to be here too, because helping these students realize this, or even people in the community realize this, that there's something out there, is amazing.
Yeah. Well, and again, as a parent, we all know our children are vastly different. And I've got the one that is on track, definitely going to go to a 4-year school, probably going to end up in a professional environment somewhere. And I've got another student, so creative, and maybe he's going to go down that path too, but he learns in a different way.
Right.
And one of the things that I think is super neat, and again, we're so lucky to have the Career Tech Center here. We need to figure out how to build on capacity for that, because we can really only service 50 students annually, 11th and 12th graders. But what they've done is they've incorporated their English and their math credit into what they're doing at the Career Tech Center. I think they've done this across most of the programs there. So they're learning to write contracts, soft skills, interviewing, how important it is. In my last episode, we hosted Mike Elliott. He talked a lot about this. He talked a lot about how it matters how you show up, right?
Right.
And so they teach that, and that counts as their English credit. And they're learning math in real world application, and they're getting good grades. And these are kids that might not have been able to come to the Career Tech Center because of their need to have their math credit or their English credit. And really, there's only 2 sessions. And by the time they get there, they're only there for like 2.5 hours. So this is a huge thing that they've started doing the last few years. Super successful. I'd love to see it replicated.
That's great. Combining all of that so to enthrall and get everyone involved is really amazing.
Yeah, well, not everybody's brain works for math.
No.
Mine certainly doesn't. I can do business math. I can do business math all day. I love to determine a profit margin and
look at the budget.
Out.
Love it.
Yeah, I don't really like looking at the budget, but I know how to do it. Yeah. But if math is taught in that sense, then that's how we create success stories.
And I do think that bringing that into the career tech level is fantastic, because I do spend a lot of time at NMC in various activities there, and actually am now working with one of the students from there and getting some feedback from him on how different it is to know math and then know how to apply it in instruction. I think the earlier we can do that, the easier it makes it on them if they do decide to pursue college, the next level. So
that touches on a program that we do with NMC, the Build a Better House series. It happens each semester, dedicated either interior, exterior. Second semester, spring semester is usually exterior products, but that's something that's hosted either Tuesday or Wednesday nights at NMC, and we invite our members, the general public, to come in and meet the next generation of the workforce. And this is exactly what we hope to happen, is that a builder meets a young apprentice and then finds a place for them on their crew. I think we have 2 students that are working with members this semester.
And the value of the mentorship to, grow with that is probably invaluable as well.
Yeah. It is. It's just it's fun. It's something I'm excited for you to make it over. I've just met so many students through there. One gentleman in particular is already working for, he's doing plans. He's learning how to, really draw drawings of houses. So he actually this semester got to make the plans for the sheds that they're drawing.
Oh, those are really
building. And
coming along.
They are coming along. And it was so cool to see, like, he was so proud of these plans because there are 3 different sheds. And then to see them actually go up.
Yeah.
And I said, this is like my dream come true as a builder, because we were always like, that draftsman has no idea what he's not in the field. He doesn't understand the challenges. And he got to see it. And I said, I'm going to be honest with you. This is probably the best thing that you could do, is to take this time to actually learn how to build these things that you've drawn.
Yeah.
And how cool of a circle is that to be able to.
And there's so many cool products now too that can bring those drawings to life to help homeowners see, because it's hard to visualize that. There's one of our members actually has a company called Walk Your Plans, where you can take your plans to him, and he projects them so that you can physically walk through your house.
Oh, wow.
I'm excited.
I would love to see that
next month.
Are you?
Yep.
I want to go.
I'll go with you.
It's a
field trip.
It is in Grand Rapids. and we are taking a client down there
Yeah.
to do that. Yeah, we're excited.
I can't wait to
It's great.
hear your feedback on that. Yeah, there's a lot of activities that go on at the foundation. Raising money to make sure it continues to happen is important. There's been a lot of changes in community college and local education recently. We're supporting getting more kids to go to these community colleges and stay locally. So there's a lot of free classes. So the way that we give scholarships is going to evolve and change along with that, because there's still needs. There's needs for equipment. It could even be clothing, transportation, gas, food, childcare, whatever that is. So scholarship is going to kind of morph and change a little bit to more of like a grant style, I think.
I think that's great.
But still, removing those barriers to create success stories and then keep them in residential construction.
It's half the battle.
Yeah. So anything else that you want to touch on?
Well, we already talked about our event that's coming up, and would invite anyone watching or listening to that. You do not have to be a member of the HBA, which kind of rolls me into my next thing, that, if you are a community member out there and this is something that pulls on your heartstrings, feel free to reach out to either of the Laurens. The door is open. We love new ideas. We love insight. We have a board of directors. We're always open to new people. So if it's something that you're passionate about and you maybe have some time or just ideas, feel free to reach out.
Yeah.
On the golf challenge note, I will say there's sponsorship opportunities of all different price points for everyone. So it's really great to get involved and share your business or your business. And with, I think it's 26 teams are going to be there. So about 104 players. So you're with tons of people that are seeing your name and being there. So reach out. There is information out on the website. HBA GTA.
HBAGTA.com.
Yeah, in the foundation page.
Yep.
So that's great. And then there's committees going back to join in. There's workforce development, if that's your passion, education, events. You can help us plan scholarship dinner, next year's golf challenge, all sorts of stuff. So there's lots of opportunities.
That brings me to, I want to recognize the board and thank you. This is, Lauren, you're the first staff person that's being paid to do the day-to-day operations, but the work has been done by the board, 100%. By the board members. So really huge thank you to all of you, because you're the driving force. And again, not paid. This is all comes from a place of passion. And mark your calendars for October 23rd. We're going to be at the Opera House this year.
I'm so excited that it's going to be at the Opera House. It's such a gorgeous,
it's going to be beautiful,
historic building. It's going to be a lovely evening celebrating scholarship.
For those of you who have been to the scholarship dinner with us before, we are having valet parking, folks. So you won't have to worry about your parking issues. Last year we were at Harbor Brook Hall. It was beautiful. We were packed. They really are not equipped to have everyone drive their own cars there. But again, thank you for those that attended that evening. We raised almost $16,000 for our scholarship fund that night. And we reached a lot of new people with our message, which was huge. The Scholarship Awards dinner is a great place for the silent auction. We're currently looking for silent auction items. So if you'd like to donate something, there's an opportunity for that. And again, did I mention the valet parking?
It's going to be great.
Exciting.
Yeah. I can't wait to look at all the trim and with all these students that
is
winning, because
incredible building.
Yeah, the building itself is mesmerizing.
It is. It's going to be a beautiful night, and we're going to be celebrating the past recipients, the current recipients, and those that we will give to in the future. So I can't wait to look back at where we've been, see the success stories, especially those that received a scholarship and are still working in the field. Really excited to celebrate them and tell their stories. Hopefully we'll get some more gold nuggets like Grandpa being stuck in the air vent.
Right.
Because those are the things that you get on a job site.
Yeah.
And that's where that creativity and that problem solving comes. Builders are the best people. contractors. And mark your calendars. Join us October 23rd. Save the date. Come golf with us on May 15th.
Weather's going to be gorgeous.
Yeah.
It
We're at it.
is.
Interactive Golf says, you promise. 68 and sunny. Maybe some light showers in the morning. Sun, though. I heard sun.
Rain showers in the morning are good luck. It's kind of like a wedding or something.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Something like
Who saw
that.
the
It's
greens
the
out a little bit?
fun
Yeah.
that you will have in May.
Yeah.
I guarantee you.
Yep.
Yeah. It's a good time.
And you could leave with some great prizes.
Mhm.
Yes.
And definitely leave with a warm feeling in your heart that you've helped. I need to be part of the solution.
Yes,
Yep.
for sure.
Well, ladies, I thank you for joining me, Heidi. Your second time on the show.
I know.
Came back.
She's a fan favorite.
Yeah, something. Well, it was something. I'm glad to be back, though. Thank you for inviting me. This is something I'm very passionate about.
Yeah.
I think I get more passionate about that sometimes than anything, just because I love to see the kids' eyes light up. So
Mm-hmm.
thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Lauren, welcome to the team.
Thank
Can't wait for all the crazy, cool things we're going to accomplish together.
It's going to change the world.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And anyone, again, looking for information, visit the HBA website. The Northwest Michigan Skilled Trades website will be up and running very shortly. It's beautiful. We're just putting the finishing touches on that. That will be
SkilledTradesFoundation.org.
Yeah, skilledtradesfoundation.org. Again, go to our website, hbagta.com. It'll get you there. Tons of opportunity to get involved. And like Heidi said, if you have a passion for this, there's a place for you. And we want to hear from you. So thanks, gals.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great
And
one.
we'll see you next time. If you haven't liked and subscribed, please do so. And again, if you want to be a victim or a guest on my show, let me know, because we're looking for fresh ideas and sponsors all the time. And we'll see you next time.